Yeah, hi. Is this Middlebrow?
What's up, everyone? You're listening to the Middlebrow podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Brian Park.
I'm Dan Rosen.
Dan, are you keeping tabs on what's going on in Paris Fashion Week men's? Skinny jeans are back, baby. You're
fuck. I think I could still find some in my closet.
They're not just back.
I think the rules just don't ever throw anything out. It will come back.
Yeah. But this is the first time where we're old enough where we've lived through
the full
full trend cycle.
Yes, we saw it go through the MGMT phase. Wasn't that sort of the MGMT where someone like went home with them and they couldn't get their pants off? They had to like slice them open. They're trying to sleep with them. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's apocryphal, but but now we can do that too.
Yeah.
So get ready, Middlebrow listeners. You're gonna see
time to dust off the American Apparel.
You're gonna see print
with the white drawstrings.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a skinny jeans phase?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can look at some photos.
I used to not wear underwear with skinny jeans because I could not fit.
So you were just sweating and getting like poop streaks onto your white jeans?
No, but I was like deep in these like men's fashion forums, and they're like, you got to size down for like the ball sweat. That's part of the patina. It's gonna break in beautifully.
Yeah. This is a sign that you should never listen to men's fashion forums because they'll just go hard in whatever direction it is, and then they've changed completely. Now it's like, here's where the break point on the shoe should be. The pooling. They're talking about the pooling of the baggy pants.
Yeah. But I think our guest this week is going to have, he's going to be able to opine on this. But before we bring him in, big shout out to Symbol for allowing us to record in their beautiful space.
Their showroom on the Bowery.
We encourage you to watch this on YouTube because the furniture goes crazy.
They have a lot of audio-centric furniture collab with USM, which I think is very perfect for our guest this week. How about that?
Great lead-in.
How about that?
That's great.
Who hosts a podcast about music, about lyrics.
Mm-hmm. What's the title of the podcast, Dan?
Come on.
What's the title of the podcast?
You got it. You got it. Come on. Come on.
Mm-hmm. I can think of the font. The font is...
That's something.
The font is very... I think you should leave.
Sure.
It's the 70s
Sure.
font. Give me a clue with the...
lyrics is in the title.
Lyrics is in the title.
See, I did the homework.
Sure.
Our guest this week is the host of My Favorite Lyrics.
There it is.
There we go.
Wow, I could have. If you give
that's
me
what
one
I'm saying.
guess,
Like,
I could have gotten it.
It wouldn't. It's right there.
Okay, My Favorite Lyric. Give it up for Devon Walker, everybody. He's a comedian.
That's right.
Stand-up comedian. Hosts a podcast. A former SNL cast member.
That's true.
I don't know if you talk. Do you talk about that?
The fact that I used to work at SNL.
Yeah,
Has enough time passed? Is the trauma?
Yeah, I know the trauma sticks with you forever. The trauma, like that, never goes all the way away.
Yeah.
But like, you know what it is about the show? Like, I mostly haven't talked that much about it, but only because people freak out, because I think there's such a culture of like silence around the show. Mm-hmm. Like, there's such a culture of like people not really saying everything they might want to say. Yeah. There's really kind of like
that. It's like
anytime
run
anybody's
in a psychotic manner that's meant to torture the inmates.
Lauren has shooters on the streets.
That part is kind of known, like the work environment. I feel like people know, but there are intricacies that I probably won't talk about unless I like write a book.
Okay, we want press.
It's mainly because like people freak the fuck out about this show. Like anytime anybody says anything that's like really gives like a real glimpse into what it is, people go insane. Like I straight up like when I left,
they're like fanboys and girls
go
who just
nuts in like the
I've seen your name in the headlines,
but that's
it's so innocuous. You'll be like, it's kind of toxic at times. This you won't believe what this cast member.
That's exactly why I like haven't said that much since I left the show. When I left the show, I like wrote a whole paragraph out that was kind of just like. It's kind of just like, hey, we did 3 years together, and like it feels like the right time to go. Like there were things that I liked about it. Sometimes it was toxic that it's like I didn't like that part.
Yeah.
But
Which,
like,
by the way, every workplace is toxic.
Of course. So like I kind of tried to write it like a love song where I was like, there was beautiful times and there was bad times, but ultimately I'm thankful for whatever time.
Which lyric, given that you're a lyric podcast, what's a lyric that would encapsulate your time there?
Man, off the top of my head, God.
You're really putting him on the spot.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I got one.
is-
What about Bob,
Man,
Bob Dylan?
Man,
Bob Dylan.
I got no Dylan in me.
You got Dylan?
That's music that
Okay.
completely missed me because it's like that's music that your parents kind of needed to pass down.
Yeah.
And my folks were not on that shit at all.
Yeah, I got zero from my parents, so
Yeah.
I had to just.
You just found it yourself.
I had to find everything. So my
Whoa.
taste is like I have huge gaps and then
Okay.
like weird dives.
What were your parents listening to?
Classical. We only listen to classical music in the house.
Oh.
96.3.
Oh my god.
That's
Okay.
literally it.
Oh,
No,
so
thank you, dude.
You come from like intellectuals.
I don't. They're just immigrants, so I don't know. I don't know. what
That's
to-
not the normal immigrant experience.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like most immigrants are taking
Yeah,
whatever
I
music
think
was popular
they
in
wanted.
their country.
I think they wanted to like inculcate us in some sort of
Sure.
intellectual.
Damn. They assimilated to the final destination.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're
Exactly.
like, we're
We're
going
like
straight to the
Met
upper
opera.
crust of
Yeah.
society.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people's families are like, yeah, we're gonna work at the docks. We're
Yeah.
gonna work at the docks and we're gonna like
Yeah.
work our way up. Y'all were like, nah,
We're
hedge
starting-
fund managers.
Yes,
Off
or
rip.
at least the music that they listen
Yes,
to.
exactly.
Yeah.
Were your
Exactly.
parents listening to country in Texas?
No, I grew up in Texas, but my family's not from there.
Okay.
That was just like my parents were in the military, and my dad, the first job he got when he left the military was in Texas, so we just like settled there.
Are you a military brat?
No, because my dad had me older, so by the time I was like coming around, he was in his 40s. By the time I was like old enough to know what was what, he was in his 40s and he retired. He did like 18 to like 42.
Dude, the military
In the
is
service.
is a bit of a racket.
Of course.
Where you could just retire at 42.
Yeah.
And then he gets benefits for the rest of his life.
And get this,
Good
get-
stuff, right?
Get what Reggie Walker did. He did like 18 to maybe, I don't know, sometime in his early 40s. 18 to like sometime in his early 40s, which is like right around the time I was born. And then we moved to Texas when he was in his early 40s. My man, get this, gets another government job.
Hell yeah.
Works for the state of Texas until he's like in his 60s. From like his 40s to his 60s, my boy got 2 checks. My boy double dipping.
That is insane.
My man loves working has only ever worked for the government ever in his
Sure.
life.
That's
Getting
incredible.
the VA better. He
Bro.
gets twice the doctors.
He's covered.
he's covered.
And he's getting old too. He needs stuff.
Yeah, he needs
stuff.
Yeah,
he needs medication. He got to take visits.
You gotta get second opinion.
You know what I'm
Every
saying?
second opinion
He's-
is covered by a different government
My
agency.
dad's pulling up on his mid 70s. He needs care. So it's like, yeah. That's,
Where in Texas are you from again?
like right outside of Austin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're like a
Texas boy too.
yeah, but you're like
He's from El Paso,
that's even more random.
which
yeah.
is like,
it's kind of a vibe, honestly.
you're certainly, we've talked about this before, but like you're certainly one of maybe like 3 not Mexican people I've ever met from El Paso, Texas.
Brian might be Mexican.
In some ways, he absolutely is. I
In
guarantee. Were you always in El Paso?
No, I went to high school in California.
Oh, okay, got
Yeah.
you. But you were in El Paso from what time to what time?
I was born in El Paso, and I was there until I was 14.
Oh yeah, he's at least as Mexican as Beto O'Rourke.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm more Mexican than Beto O'Rourke.
Do you slip some Spanish? You slip some little words here and there? when
It
you
comes
get
out
mad?
here and there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in there.
I'm waiting for the Mexican Korean fusion restaurant inside of you.
That exists somewhere.
That's
I
it's already
guarantee.
happening. That's the whole theme of this World Cup is like Mexican Korean fusion.
Oh
bro.
yeah, I have been watching that Korean guy in Mexico. Have you been following?
No, I don't
There's
know
just
about this.
one Korean guy in Mexico who's just getting so fucked up and being taken under his wing. Just hanging out.
I love the cultural exchanges that are happening
yeah.
during this World Cup because there's so like it's all so contentious and we're like as Americans we're so clearly the bad guy
Yeah, right.
globally.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But it is really cool to see like a bunch of fucking like I don't like Nigerians come over here and be like, yo, Shake's actually incredible. Like that feels so cool to like see all
Yeah.
these like. Yeah, there's like Japanese people coming and being
Oh, it's
like-
amazing.
and being like, oh, had my first Waffle House, like
Yeah.
the most impossibly great experience I could have. I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
Like I saw a video of this Japanese guy who was at a black club, and they were just like, he was like,
Oh, I saw
thought they
that
were playing
guy.
hip hop. He was just like turned the fuck up, and
Yeah.
everyone's just cheering for
he
him.
was dancing and grooving. Well, that's
He
have
has
y'all,
no idea what's going on.
have y'all been to Japan before?
I just went for the first time in
Okay.
April.
Oh yes, we talked about
Yeah,
this when I
yeah.
saw you. at
Did
the
you go
thing.
recently?
I went in the fall.
Okay.
I told myself whenever I left SNL, I would take a trip to Japan because
Yeah.
I'd always wanted to go, and it felt like I took a solo trip to Japan.
Oh,
Solo.
shit.
And here's the thing, there is a section of the Japanese population that's obsessed with black people. Do you know about this?
Well, there.
I mean,
thought it
there's a
was the other
section
way
that's
around.
obsessed with everything.
Sure.
So it's
I guess
not-
there's like cholo Japanese people.
Are you talking about like the Nego kind of world?
Sort
like
of.
the Bape?
It's sort of that, but it's like it's a little like Nego never had like an afro. He never like he never did whatever you have to do to a Japanese person's hair to get an afro.
Yeah.
Nego, as far as I know, never had cornrows going.
No.
There's like a full. They've kind of got everything. They've kind of figured out.
They go whatever. They pick a thing and they're like,
and
we're
they
gonna go as
dive
hard
into it. So
as-
when the
they
at
jive
least-
into it.
You know, hey. So the Japanese guy, if it's the same one that I saw, he was getting down in it. Like he was dancing.
Oh, he was
had
into
all
it.
kinds of
Yeah.
incredible moves.
They're breakdancing in Japan.
They've got it all. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. They're like skateboarders are like the best skateboarders. Like they've
So did you feel like a hero? Did you feel like you got some nice
The
attention?
Japanese people commented like, "Thank you for your service."
depends on what function I was at. Like where I was on the train, nobody's sitting by me.
Yeah.
On the train, free seat for me. I'm sitting alone. I'm getting looks, and people are kind of being like, "Hey, come here!" Like people are like pulling their
You're
children.
tall
away
in the U.S., so in Japan, you are
from me.
towering
Godzilla.
over.
Yeah, like it's I'm towering. over
Godzilla in
everybody.
Japan is actually 5'6". That's what you learn. Like it could have just been a regular lizard.
It was just a guy who came over
Yeah,
from
I
like.
feel like you really just you feel like a big boy when you're there. It's
Yeah,
nice
I was
of
a
them.
big boy, but like then like in certain spaces, like when you go to like I went to like the shopping district, and there were certain stores. There was a specific store where every Japanese person had black hairstyles. They all had like cornrows and like afros. And
Yeah.
like one guy had waves.
How do you get-
He's a Japanese man with waves. How the fuck did he do that?
That's impressive.
Yeah,
The technique.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He
I
studies with
appreciate
the
them.
Jiro streams of sushi of hairdressers.
Come on.
to get waves.
Come on, that is the thing that I really appreciated about Japanese culture is like, oh, they are 1,000% devoted to whatever they put their mind to,
Right.
Yeah.
and including blackness.
Okay.
And I was like, the way that this Japanese
And they kind of
man-
do it better. Some of the things are like, you guys do this
You
really
got
good.
it. The way he had his waves, I've never had that in my entire life. I'm not devoted enough. My heart's not in being black enough. He dove all the way in.
Yeah.
And I appreciated him for that. But all this to say, they really wanted me to come shop in their store, and they were so happy to have me. And they were so nice to me that I felt obligated to buy something, and it was something that I could have bought in Brooklyn for probably less money.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
did they have your size? Because I
did.
had an issue in Japan where I would often go to places and I'm a large in
Sure.
the US, like
Yeah.
not crazy. I went into like this vintage store to buy, and I asked for like if they had any jackets my size. They probably had literally 1,000 jackets at
Mm-hmm.
this place, and she just laughed at me. I told her I was like my size, and she was like, "No,
Yeah.
no, bro."
It was very that. I went to the APC there and found this like really, really cool jacket. That was more money than I wanted to spend, but I was like, fuck it, I'm in Japan.
Yeah.
And very similar situation. I was like, so do you have it in like this size? And they're like, they were basically like, we'll go look, but the answer is no.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back in there. We'll go check it out. But
perform.
like ultimately, like, yeah, it's a performance.
Yeah.
It's a performance. You're not gonna
We
get
can
what you
write
want.
to the manufacturer. They can produce some new loom, an entirely new loom.
Yeah, that was
Devon
tough.
size.
Also, the vintage over there was interesting because like so many of the vintage spots that I went to, they were selling American vintage stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that I was like, well, that's not. I don't want a Green Bay Packers sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
they
not
have
what
all
I'm-
our best shit.
You know what I mean? I was
You're
like, that's.
I want some
was like,
freaky Yoji shit.
yeah, exactly. I want a fucking. I want like a Hello Kitty starter jacket. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to find something that's like. Also, they really love Snoopy over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know about their situation with Snoopy.
They're into the cutesy thing, so I'm not surprised.
They love Snoopy, and I did some stand up when I was out there. They got like a comedy club.
in Japanese.
Well, they do hybrid shows.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you
Sometimes
performing for locals or like expats at these shows?
both.
Okay.
Both. It's a really cool club. It's called Tokyo Comedy Bar. Shout out to them. It's like a little tiny room. It's
Yeah.
only like it's like a 50-seat room. So
Sick.
like every show feels full. I did probably like 5 or 6 spots there. They were all fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I met this,
Write off.
Yeah, literally.
a
Literally
write-off,
did a handful
baby.
of shows. I was like, oh, this is going on the business card. But did a handful of shows out there, and I met this Japanese comic, and I was like, man, there's so much Snoopy stuff. And he goes, yeah. He was like, you know what's funny? No Japanese people know that Snoopy is like from something.
What?
They don't. He was like, they don't. He was like, I went to America and realized like, oh, Snoopy is like part of a whole show in
like the Charlie Brown universe.
A world.
Yeah.
In Japan, there is no Charlie
It's
Brown
just
at
its
all. There is
own.
no Linus. It's just Snoopy.
Just Snoopy.
So are you gonna get some skinny jeans anytime soon?
Fuck no. Fuck no, man.
Was there a period where you were rocking skinny jeans?
Of course. We all did it. We all did it. We
it.
had no choice but to, man.
Yeah.
It was
Because
look,
we're also
man,
no one stands, in in front of the tide and says no. We all just bend to the winds of what's popular.
especially because that was happening like in our like late teens.
Yeah.
Where
my
it's like
God.
we're the most susceptible to like doing what everybody else is doing. Yeah, especially in college, I had like impossibly tight jeans on.
Yeah.
I was wearing really tight jeans and like Vans and like Sperry's and shit like that. That's what I had going on.
Did you go to college in Texas too?
Mm-hmm.
Were you in an a cappella group?
Ha! No. I couldn't have been less involved in student activities when I was in
Well,
college.
skinny jeans in Texas, that's like you were like alt.
It was happening. It was going on. It was still, I think for black people, I was a little early on it.
Yeah.
I think because everybody got around to skinny jeans. Even like the most like fervent skinny jean hater came around to it at some point.
Well, now it's locked in. Now it's like NBA YoungBoy
That's what I'm saying.
is.
Rocking the skinny jean. But no,
Yeah.
all this to say, I will not be joining in. I'm already like, I'm a bigger dude. And like once big pants came back, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm
God
good.
bless.
Yeah,
And
this is
I'm
the
also
fit for me.
I'm moving into a zone now where I'm like deep enough into my 30s where I'm just like, oh, I don't have to do the trend. I don't have to do the trend. I'm just going to wear what I like and what I think is good. And
Yeah.
the trend will come back around to me at some point
Eventually.
because it always does.
Yeah, and it'll pass through you.
You feel
and
me?
you won't even notice. Someone will tell you, like, you're actually on trend. And you'll be like, I am, but a stick in the water and the tide flows through me.
When you look back, skinny jeans looked good on so few people. I saw the thing you were talking about. It was like Vogue or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, the shape of the silhouette of menswear is like changing.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, it's changing for those guys. Those guys weigh fucking 130 pounds.
Yeah.
Yes, it's changing for them. And they probably didn't look the best in like big ass pants.
Yeah. For the members of Peter, Bjorn, and John.
You know what I mean?
It
like,
looked
sure,
good.
if you're in Vampire Weekend, absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put some skinny jeans back on. Ezra, he might have never left the skinny jean.
Ezra is pretty surprisingly on trend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a menswear bro. For sure. He's wearing
I
like
guess.
Yoji, like vintage Yoji.
Of course he would be. But
Unfortunately.
yeah, if you're one of those guys, if you're Rostam,
Yeah.
go ahead and put them skinny pants on. But no, I won't be participating. Are y'all hopping in?
I think I might tap in.
I think I'm locked into this. I've like matured into. I used to dress pretty wild.
Of course. Didn't we all?
10 years ago.
Didn't we all?
Vibrant colors.
Yeah. I used to wear, when I was in college, I used to wear the same bandana as Frank Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I used to wear that around. I used to wear that around with tight ass pants and Sperry's.
Dude,
on.
I used to wear a bandana too in college. It was crazy.
Where
In what
did you
way?
went to
Like
college
a
in
David
California?
Foster
In
Wallace?
California, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Like I would wear like a headband or a bandana and then like straighten my hair down so that it would just like sit down. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, you never tried the
I
bandana?
did not go through that.
It was very
phase.
like
It was
the
of the
Black
time.
Kids,
Yeah.
like Gym Class Heroes, like
Yeah.
that sort of era.
And all that stuff was really marketed at me, and it worked.
And you fell for it.
Yeah. You ever see like there's so like. You ever feel like there's an artist where it's just like, all right, if y'all were sitting down like in a focus group trying to get someone, it's me.
You're the mark.
You know what I mean? Like that's when Odd Future popped off. I was like, damn, it's like I couldn't be more what y'all were looking for an audience.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like
Fully.
it. Yeah, I feel invested in all of their careers. Yeah, I keep up with even the more obscure guys. Now I'm listening to their projects from
I
time
don't know
to
if I
time.
can name.
Haji Beats.
Bro, Haji Beats has 2 children with Nelly Furtado.
What?
True story. That's what I'm saying. And there's not a lot of people who know that. I
They
have that
stay
information.
winning.
Huh?
They stay
Seems
winning.
like there's an age gap there.
Yeah. I'd have to imagine she's got to have him by at least like 10 years or so.
Okay.
Yeah. But
That's great for Nelly Furtado.
It's a beautiful thing.
shout out Nelly Furtado.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
She's a man eater.
And then there was like there's Left Brain.
She's Left Brain.
The Sid the Kid.
There is Sid. The Kid has been
Well,
removed.
the internet is like a
Oh.
thing, dude.
The internet. She was the lead singer of the internet, and then she also has a solo career. She just put a single out.
It's just Sid.
Yeah, it's been just Sid for some time.
Wow, this is how locked in I am.
We gotta. Do you listen to R&B at all?
Some.
Okay. Sid honestly makes really good R&B. She makes R&B for
think.
grown-ups.
Dude, there's that Odd Future music video where it's like 15 minutes long and they're
Oldie.
shooting, in Terry Richardson's studio.
Yeah.
That was formative for me.
That
Of
holds
course.
up well. A lot of stuff in there.
That was huge. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
Robin
real-
Thicke is in the back. And
Oh my God, where is Robin Thicke now?
I think he's
doing just fine.
Is he?
Is he? I don't think so. I don't think he's doing fine at
We're like-
all.
We're like, is that true?
I
But
think
he might do
I think
well
he
on the
both
road.
like got canceled for how problematic Blurred Line was, and they lost all their money from it because they got
because of
sued
the Marvin
by
Gaye-
Marvin Gaye thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they gave us Emily Ratajkowski.
No, I
So
think he's
there's
doing
on
just
every
fine.
level.
true.
He's probably still producing under a pseudonym.
There's some guys who like they've stopped making hits, but like on the road they just like
That's true.
they're untouchable, and
Yeah.
he might have one of those types of
Like a
careers.
Bublé.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's
Like
like
it
he's
does not
selling out
matter.
everywhere, but like
100%.
nobody's really interested in like the new stuff that he's making.
Yeah.
Also, to the whole blurred lines of it all, it's like everybody.
Sometimes the lines do be blurry.
That's you saying that on record, not me. But
I'm kidding.
but
it's a joke to
no,
all people.
you know, it's retroactively everybody got pissed off at Robin Thicke, but I was also like, if you're gonna get mad at Robin Thicke, look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror, because guess who was in the summer of 2013? Guess who was grooving along to that song? All of us.
Every single
All of
person.
us.
Every
all of
single
us.
person.
And then the fucking tide changed a little bit. We all change our. Oh, now
You're
it's
like,
bad,
oh.
Robin Thicke. Oh, now you canceled. Well, I think we all need to be canceled in that.
That's true. Yes, we canceled.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, even
Yeah.
right now, Pharrell is like partner Chad Hugo's trying to take him down with them.
Chad has.
Is Pharrell untouchable? Has he just transcended to this level
I
where
mean, have you seen those Vans?
I
or
think-
the Vans knockoffs?
No, what?
The
Did,
L-
oh, the Louis
the
Vuitton.
Red Louis Vuitton.
Nah, I'm gonna get a pair of APCs and get those Vans, bro.
Dude, those are vile.
I
They're vile. And Vans commented.
What'd they say?
They said, "Oh, bet."
I largely don't like the personification of like brand pages. I think it's disgusting. But every now and again, it
Sometimes.
does. Every now and again, I'm like,
Yeah.
you got it right.
Yeah.
You
No,
did get it
sometimes the
right.
catty
Yeah.
gay guy who runs the Vans social
Exactly.
media.
No, I do. Okay, I do like that one. Pharrell's also like, I think the tide is starting to turn on Pharrell. I think he was so Teflon for such a long time, and obviously another artist who is like tailor made for me to be interested in him.
Yeah.
I'm very like I've been a Pharrell fan since as long as I've known who he was. And even
Yeah.
before I knew who he was, like then I started looking back in hindsight, I was like, oh, I loved all these songs that he produced.
Right.
I loved like the Neptunes production, like even before I knew what a producer did.
Yeah.
You
but
love the face he makes when he hears Maggie Rogers play Alaska for the first time.
you know what? Can I
you watch that when you're feeling down.
Can
you're
I
like
say-
inspirational?
I do. I'll come back to the other Pharrell point, but that moment in particular, I think was really like. I think that's a touchstone for like what the internet used to be for.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like that was
Yeah,
like
joy.
it's like as much as, and I do like that song. I'm like, I don't know why I have Pharrell crying. That felt crazy to me. But I was like, oh, it did capture like it was just like, oh, look at this beautiful wholesome moment.
Oh, for
look
sure.
at this man who like makes music for a living, listening to a song and being like emotional, like moved to tears from it.
Yeah. Like Simon Cowell watching Susan Boyle. You know, those are the moments that we had.
And it was pure.
It was pure.
And it was pure,
You see
and it-
someone's heart open.
You know what I mean? And I feel like the version of it now is like, oh, like look at fucking let's watch Kai Cenat kick a nun. Like
Yeah.
it's all like it all feels so much less.
Yeah, you sent me that video after. I haven't seen that one.
that never happened. But also like that's the kind of shit that like has to happen for you to like garner the type of attention
Yeah.
that like moves the needle.
100%.
And
Yeah.
and now everyone is like aiming for it. And I guess that probably did exist back then, but it seemed it seemed more few and far between. It felt like we were kind of just like taking things as they went and
Yeah,
just
there was
like
a
enjoying them.
wholesomeness.
Yeah. to
Yeah,
the
now
internet.
it's like a guy sucking a woman's foot on the Knicks parade. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
I don't know. I didn't get
That's
that
all
on my
my- that's-
algorithm.
that's-
No,
my algorithm.
no, brother, I saw it.
Okay.
Brother, I saw it. Brother, that kind of stuff does hit my timeline.
Yeah. It knows.
That kind of stuff does hit my
It knows
timeline.
you're
Hey,
going to town.
come on,
a foot.
that was. I just have questions with that because it's like, what? Did he know that woman? Did he know that woman? Why didn't she have any shoes on? Did she take the shoe off specifically for it to get put in her mouth?
Fact, unfortunately, I watched enough of this. So I saw that he put the sock back on. So it was at least it wasn't sandaled.
I don't like any of that.
I guess you don't support
all
the
bad.
you know what?
I
And
guess
I'm
you
not.
don't like the New York Knickerbockers.
I mean, I'm a Spurs fan, so it's like I actually do have and I'm sorry to say it. I don't know
I'm
if
sorry
it's a
for
safe
you.
space.
I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, I was at Game 5. I went.
You went.
It was in San Antonio.
Wow.
Yeah, I was there.
And
and
the tickets were like $3.
Compared to what the Knicks seats were, yes, they were $3.
Closer to zero than they were to the actual prices.
Literally. And I saw my team lose up close and personal. But at the
and like little bitches, but I might add.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I've ever been stressed out watching sports more than I was during this NBA Finals series.
I feel the same way from the opposite direction.
I legitimately think it might have taken a year or two off the end of my life.
Yeah.
It stressed me out in a way that if I had a family, they'd be worried about me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had like children and I acted the way that I acted, I think my wife would like have to pull me aside. And I don't have a wife or children, but like if people love me and I like had this kind of situation, like acted the way that I acted, my wife would have to pull me aside and be like, hey man, like you can't be like this.
No, it's embarrassing.
Like you can't be like this. It doesn't matter. We have stuff that we have to do.
I was relieved it was over. It was not enjoyable experience.
No, I would have thought it would have been impossibly enjoyable.
No, because
the 30-point comeback?
No, yeah, that's not fun though. Every game was down to the wire.
In every game, you kind of were supposed to lose.
Yes, every game was supposed to lose. Anyway. Every game they make you go insane.
Yeah,
and then they launched this incredible comeback.
Shout out to the Knicks though. I mean, as devastating as it was after the second game, after game 2, when Wemby threw the ball off of Steph Castle's back.
That was tough.
After we lost that game and he missed 2 free throws, after I watched game 2, I was in Puerto Rico at a bachelor party. I was watching it at the club. Literally, there was one TV at the club. There's literally like boom, 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 and I'm pacing back and forth like a fucking psychopath.
That's better than like a projector on a metal grate on the Bowery, which is how like seemingly half of New York decided was the optimal conditions.
I saw a bunch of different
50
videos.
people back. It's like, what are you doing?
I saw a bunch of different videos. A guy was with like a plasma TV in like the back of an Escalade, and like a bunch of people gathered around on the sidewalk. I was like, there's got to be a better way to see it than this.
Yeah, from the car from Pimp My Ride rolled up and opened a flat screen in the back.
Pimp My Ride's been on my mind a lot lately.
Really?
I want to watch. Didn't they make a documentary about like what happened to all those cars?
They're all fake, right? They would repossess them.
Probably
they would sell them.
Wait, did that happen?
They weren't street legal?
A lot of them would just like sell the cars for parts.
See, I didn't know about that. I haven't watched this documentary, but I want to because I'm very curious.
But the parts are so bespoke. It's like your car turns into a surfboard.
Yeah,
it's like,
we put a fish tank in your steering wheel.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know where.
It actually seems like
I don't know where you're selling that.
It seems like a Greek curse.
That's what's so fascinating to me about it is like that show was happening when I was like 12 years old,
right?
And I was like, awesome. They got a PlayStation that you can watch underneath the car.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean? Like I thought it was incredible.
Like Dan, you're like a taste bro. You have to understand. Like that was my reference point for good taste.
That was for me as well.
Pimp My Ride
and Cribs. It was the double whammy of MTV.
Yeah, MTV had it on lock. They had Room Raiders, that show where like they'd come into your room with the black light and then make fun of you for jacking off.
We're big Room Raiders.
It's like yeah,
I'm 15.
Yeah, I was just like, wait, so we can't do that in our room?
Yeah.
Where else is it supposed to happen? Oh, you put the black light on stuff in my room, but I bet you if you go to the kitchen, it's spotless because it's supposed to be. Go in the laundry room. Yeah. No stuff on there. Felt very fine to me that those guys were doing what they were doing.
That was the crux of every episode. Was did they or did they not jerk off?
And a lot of times it was yes.
Yeah,
and they were doing it respectfully in the way that they should be. I think.
So is this what the future holds for us as comedians? Is hosting a version of this MTV '90s reality show, but for TikTok?
I mean, we could only hope. We can only hope. That's seemingly the only path forward.
I think we need to bring back the I Love series from VH1.
Like I love the 90s.
Sure, I love the 90s. I love the 80s.
And apparently, like Gen Z has a much worse working knowledge of pop culture before they were alive than millennials do. And I not ironically think the I Love series is like a big part of why millennials know a lot about pop culture before like they were kids.
I would have to 100% agree with you. I don't think I would have known about like Howard the Duck,
Stretch Armstrong. These are things that I barely even know. I just know them as from
a reference from I Love.
Yeah, from like John Mulaney making a shitty joke.
Michael Ian Black getting some takes off about the Smurfs.
By the way, that was a good gig for you realize now like actually all the working comics,
so many stars.
Yeah, totally. I've heard like Kroll and Mulaney talk about like Yeah, but as I'm saying it, I'm like hearing what I'm about to say. But I've heard them be like, "Oh yeah, that was like helping me pay my bills." Which, I know. As I was saying, I was like, I think y'all was good.
Kroll is chilling.
I think the bills was paid one way or another.
Yeah,
but you know, it sounds nice.
but Rob Hubel.
Yeah, Rob Hubel probably was getting it. Yeah, I'd like to look back and reflect on who else was on there. I'm sure it was like a lot of folks that we know now. Patton Oswalt, was he involved? He feels like he would have been.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was already on
Doug
King of Queens.
Benson,
Doug,
Sarah Silverman, those folks.
Toure. Yeah, I think it is interesting.
I still don't know who what I know Toure, but I don't know what he does or like.
He's an MTV VJ.
Oh shit!
He was the guy. Toure, if I'm not mistaken, was the guy who was interviewing R. Kelly in the famous interview where. It's actually one of my favorite things I've ever seen in my entire life, where I'm pretty sure it's Toure. He goes, "So Robert, there are accusations of like you being involved with teenage girls. Do you care to speak to that?" And R. Kelly goes, "Now define teenage." He goes, "Now when you say teenage, like," he goes, "I have 19-year-old friends. So if we can do that, right?" He was like, "But anything like." Any like little no, I don't do that. And I was like, R. Kelly.
Well, teenage is a state of mind. 19, that's legal, baby.
I said R.
That's
Kelly.
That's Drake's bread and butter.
Well, I was like, R. Kelly, all you had to, it was a no was right there.
Yeah,
you could have just. And the fact.
How old was Aaliyah when they?
Like 15.
Okay,
yeah,
but it's like,
and that's not denied. There's no even.
That was illegal. They legally got married, and
That's
he like
crazy.
had her like change her age. But I was just like, the fact that he couldn't even lie in that moment means that like he
was
knew
so much
his
worse.
heart knew that he did so much dirt.
Yeah.
that he still was like, okay, well, I got to say something about the teenagers.
Define
I got to say
teenage.
something about the teenagers, but like, let's make it like an acceptable age.
Yeah.
That's his conscience
Yeah.
couldn't even let him say no.
No, it's like how people say the 90s ended it with 9/11 in 2001.
Oh, sure.
So teenage maybe is a state of mind.
At
You know,
least-
it's not.
at least for Robert.
It's not a literal. It's not a literal thing.
Sure.
Devin, we got to come clean.
Yeah.
Dan and I have discussed this between ourselves. Like, we're not big lyrics people when
Okay.
it comes to music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wh-
And you have an entire podcast
Devoted
It's
to
true.
lyrics.
devoted to lyrics.
Guess who's not invited on? Yeah.
You're a
that's true.
lyrics. We talked a little bit about this at the dinner the other night.
Yeah.
But
We went to a dinner sponsored by a clothing company.
yeah, for hippie white women.
Yeah, there was a lot of them.
That's the
Were
brand.
you two the only people of color at this dinner?
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and let's not lump me in with. Devin. I'm.
You know what? Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying.
If
I was
Devin
going
wasn't
to let
there-
you have it.
Listen, I'm Persian. That's something.
Sure.
It's some
It's
flavor.
definitely something. That's definitely brown.
Yeah,
You're
that's-
definitely a brown man. It's a different
You
experience.
look at my
but
dad. You will not. This is not a white man. But
you know what I mean?
but let's.
Yeah, no, totally. It's different.
I wouldn't.
No, it's
do
different.
that to you.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
different.
you in your head. You're like,
Hey, man. You know, sometimes I just gotta let people rock. Sometimes I just gotta let people rock.
yeah,
But yes, we were definitely the only two not white people at the function.
it's a lovely food.
Everybody, the food
Good
was
shirt.
good. I had a good time.
Is
I
the
did-
business profitable, you think?
I think they're popping in the
Yeah,
UK and they're trying to come over to the States. I was
Yeah.
not familiar with this brand before.
My wife is intimately familiar with it. It's
Oh, yeah?
my
Oh,
wife.
okay.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
a
I
big. She
see.
was jealous. This is the first thing she was jealous of that I went to.
That you got to go to this branded dinner.
Yeah, and got a shirt from them.
Honestly, a lot of times I skip stuff like that, but for whatever reason, I was like, I don't have anything.
Something calls you.
I don't have something to do. I don't have anything to do. And honestly, I'm glad I went.
It's if you have a wandering spirit, you know. If you have ever backpacked in India, then this is a brand for you.
Yeah, there's very much that.
I don't like flowy linen pants.
Yes.
Literally.
Oh,
Yeah,
literally,
okay.
literally, it's
Toast.
exactly
Toast.
that.
I don't know what toast
Oh,
is,
okay.
but
I didn't.
now
either.
I know.
Yeah,
Flowy
now I know.
linen pants.
I got to go to. I went to the store. They like.
Yeah.
Everybody was very nice at the store. Everybody was very nice. Somebody from the store like DM'd me and was like, "Hope you had an awesome time." Like,
Yeah, they're great.
Like-
Shout out Toast, not paying us.
No, we don't want to show them.
yeah, I'm like, I'm not shouting out unless you give me cash.
Yeah.
But
Or way more shirts.
yeah, or a lot more clothes than that one shirt that you gave me. But I did have a
Yeah,
nice time.
yeah.
at your
I also
function.
get invited to random dinners. I'm like, why not?
Sure. Yeah, if the timing lines up. But I sat next to like a British white woman who's probably like she's probably like 40 or 50 something. She has a couple of kids, and I think we might hang out.
Nice.
I think we might hang out when I'm going to a music festival. She was like, that sounds really fun.
In London?
Yeah, in London.
Glastonbury?
No, I'm going to All Points East. Yeah.
What is that?
It's like a lot of I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's for you, Dan.
Okay.
Just based on what I think your musical taste is. Hold on one second.
Okay.
One second.
I'm curious. What do you think my musical taste is? Projection.
Well, you said Bob Dylan.
No, I can get into that mode.
You said Bob Dylan.
No, only Bob Dylan because there was a Bob Dylan lyric that made me think of your time at SNL.
Hold on. What lyric was that? I want to know.
It's I ain't saying you treated me unkind. You just gone and wasted my precious time. Don't think twice. It's all right.
No, I wouldn't say that's the lyric.
The cruelest breakup lyric of all time.
That is that's a banger. Yeah. That's a banger breakup line.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Mine was like, it felt like I don't know. I think working there, it's like, what's the best way to describe it? I was talking to Jane Wickline, who like she started my last season at the show. My third year was her first year, and she kind of described it as she like was telling me this thing about like types of fun, and she was like, "There's like you guys know about this?" So it's like she's like, "Yeah, there's type 1 fun, and that is really fun in the moment as you're experiencing it. And then there's like type 2 fun where it's really not, it's like climbing a mountain where it's like while you're doing it, you're like
raising a kid.
You know what I mean? Where you're like, fuck. And then like, yeah, the kid graduates college and you're like, wow,
yeah,
we did that. There was all that shit that really fucking sucked. But like when I look back on it, you're
like, can I say this was type 2
yeah,
fun?
You know when you're in Abu Ghraib and and they're having electric voltage connected to your balls, and you're like, maybe this will be fun. Maybe afterwards I'll look up on this fondly.
You would at least look back and be like, damn, I made it through that shit.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like that would have.
Yeah, it's like working out. It's like I hated it, but I'm proud of myself for doing it.
That beat my ass, but like I think with the show too, like I mean the show did beat my ass, but also like there's so few people who get to do that.
Yeah, right. You're in an insane
You're
club.
in vaunted territory.
And there's like also like even on top of that, like so few like black comics who get to do that. So there's just like there's only so many like black slots on the show. And
Keenan's never leaving.
Who's to say? I could if he did 10 more, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And you have to compete also.
You feel like it's like
Bowen had Asians locked.
Yeah.
And anytime there was a black person in the news, I imagine it was.
I wanted to do when I first got there was like when Herschel Walker was really in the news, and like and Alex English, who was writing there at the time, really wanted. He was like he'd like thought of all these ideas for me to do as like a Herschel Walker thing.
Yeah.
And then literally like he had been talking to me about it. And what happens is like at the show you write stuff on Tuesdays, and then on Wednesdays what people don't realize is like a bunch of stuff that gets written doesn't even get to the table read. Because there's a guy whose job it is to like kind of filter certain ideas through,
right? And
like just like I don't know, a bunch of people's stuff will just get cut before table, so it just doesn't get to see the light of day. And you'll get a text that says, "Oh, sorry, we had to pull your thing."
Not Lauren
for this. No.
Okay, a different person who you hate. Who is you have you have a voodoo doll.
You know what I'll say is everybody's got a complicated relationship with everyone there.
Okay.
You know,
diplomatic.
I'm trying. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I don't want to get you in trouble.
I won't
clip any of this.
I won't be honest until it's time for the book.
Yeah,
One day, if I ever do write a book, that's the first time I'll be 100% honest.
The moment Lauren dies.
I do think a lot of. Anyway,
yeah.
I can't.
A lot's gonna come out.
I can't touch that. But
not
like,
gonna lie, once Bowen Yang was announced on the cast, that's when I was like, I'm gonna take podcasting seriously.
I mean,
well, even he's saying he had a bad time now. So if Bowen's having a bad time, I don't know who's having a good time.
Do you have a theory?
No comment.
Do you have a theory
This is the
on
music
like
festival I'm
a
going to.
personality type that thrives at SNL?
I do have a theory, but I'll tell you off mic.
Oh, okay.
Okay. First of all, I have seen. I made Brian go see Dijon, and Dijon is on in this music festival.
Dijon's gonna be there.
Tyler, I like.
Tyler will be there.
The long tail of Pharrell. Sexy Red. Are you gonna go see Sexy Red? Is that first on your list? Faye Webster. This is an interesting combination.
I've seen Faye Webster live. She's really good.
Ghostface Killer.
Dan was just asking me if I listen to Slater. You listen to Slater?
I don't, but like I've heard some of the Slater's one of those artists that I can appreciate it, but I can also tell it's kind of like the opposite of like the Odd Future guys. When I hear Slater, I'm just like, oh, like I get the appeal, but it's like it's not really
You're like I'm not an esoteric baddie.
it's not like pointed at me.
You don't want like Justice beats with like Lady Gaga vocals.
I'm not mad at it. Like I said, I've heard some of the stuff. I think like Kim Petras is one of those artists too. Although I really like some Kim Petras songs, but like overall, there's some artists that you're just like, oh yeah, this isn't pointed in my direction. I'm not even supposed to like this. And sometimes you can like stuff that's not really supposed to be for you, but sometimes you're just like, I'm not on the journey with you.
Yeah.
So when you're listening to the new Drake album, your lyrics first then. You're like, I'm diving into this shit.
Yes, and we did a
So
whole.
you hated it.
Go check out. We did a whole Drake episode of the pod
With Hunter.
with Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, we listened. That was fun.
Yeah. I think Drake's in just kind of a lost period. I've said this 100 times, and I'll always say it when I talk about him. I am historically a big Drake fan.
Yeah.
I feel like he started popping right at the right, like when I was a teenager, right at the right time, and like really soundtracked a lot of beautiful moments from my 20s. So like I have a real love and respect for Drake. That being said, he's in a late career era. He's in a late period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
First of all, already compared to most rappers have very short shelf life.
Historically, yeah. And he's been around for damn near 20 years.
Right.
Yeah, and which is how many people are like that?
Almost none.
Most have.
I randomly remember
10
Designer
years?
the other day with that song
Yeah.
Panda.
If people
I was
have
like, what the
if
fuck?
people
I
have
totally
2
forgot this guy.
years, it's impressive.
You hope to have maybe 5 to 7 like real years, like where you're like really in the conversation. And Drake's had like 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
He's like, I mean, the only people who like get to that point are like generational pop stars. You know what I'm saying? Who like really have that kind of longevity where you are making hit records for like a decade and a half. And so
but
Drake is in
then
that.
like who was huge in the 90s that is still making hits that people, not that many people.
I mean, that's 30 years.
Yeah, okay,
That's
or even early 2000s.
early aughts, Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce is it.
Beyonce, maybe.
And she started really young.
Yeah. There's a lot of that too. When you
Yeah.
look at like Stevie Wonder, like started popping when he was like 12.
Yeah.
So it's like that helped his career. If you pop when you're a teen, Bieber and Drake, funny enough, when you look at it, actually were getting famous at the exact same time.
That's so weird.
Which like doesn't feel
Yeah.
it doesn't feel right, but if you look at the
Yeah.
timeline,
And they're converging on the same music too. Eventually.
Totally. I'm fucking with what Bieber's got going on.
Yeah, well, you like Dijon, so it's
I like, and
palatable
even more than Dijon, I like McGee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I'm a McGee listener. He's my Dijon. I have a hard time with because a lot of times I'm like, so what's this? What is he saying in the song?
Yeah, you're a lyric person, and it is.
It does make. Sometimes I
It is
really am like.
indecipherable.
I'm just like, yeah. This just. It feels like kind of like millennial or like Gen Z Prince. You know what I'm saying? He clearly is like inspired by Prince in a lot of ways, but like,
Yeah, let's take off one effect.
you know, it's like that's kind of what Dijon can sound like to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to. And I was like, and I was like, wait, so what? So it's about love, probably.
You're
Right?
doing James Brown. You're doing
Yes.
Eddie Murphy's James Brown impression.
And it kind of feels like I think that's kind of
I
what
kind of
Dijon-
like him for that reason because I was always drawn to indie artists who had like stream of consciousness lyrics. So
Sure.
if you like sit down, it's not supposed to make sense. Like it's
Sure.
just a feeling. And that's why I don't like Kendrick because I'm like, this feels like fucking homework.
It's
dude.
really-
I cannot enjoy myself right now.
I guarantee you there are Kendrick songs that we've all listened to like 100 different times, and if you like dive into it, there's like 10 lines about something that like you would rediscover.
Yeah.
He's like
it's-
impossibly detailed.
It's for a class at Wesleyan.
You truly.
That's
like
what it's-
actually if they're not doing that already, they will do that.
Yes, they're definitely. If they have Taylor Swift class, there's definitely experiences of the African American diaspora
Absolutely.
through the lyrics of Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, through the lens of Compton, California.
Yeah, taught by the whitest guy in
course.
the world.
It only could be. The
Yeah.
guy, shout out this guy because I am a fan of his work, but like the guy Cole Kushner who does Dissect. Have you ever listened to that?
Yeah.
Y'all probably wouldn't if you're not lyrics people because it really is.
I've seen the
seen the
clips.
thing. Like
I feel
his
like there are a lot of like you guys aren't listening to this. You know that guy. Like
Yeah.
he's saying la la la. Like is that?
It's literally that. He's like
Okay.
doing it from like a lyrical perspective and also like he's like a trained musician, so he's
Yeah.
also like being like in the chord change also like emphasizes like the way in which his like emotions are declining in this.
yeah.
Like he's like
So are you also watching those like YouTubers like Fantano and Derek Yee and
No, not really.
Okay.
Fantano is a guy that I'm like, I'm just like I don't even know his credentials, but I just look at him and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to agree with your takes on music. just on an aesthetic level, just looking at his whole deal, I'm just like, I just don't think you're the authority on it.
Right.
I like shout out to you. You like found this lane and it's like you've made a career for yourself. And
Sure.
at this stage in capitalism, I'm like, I'm never mad when anyone does that. When anybody like finds when you find a thing, as long as you're like not.
He's the biggest critic.
He's like
probably working right now.
The guy, and like does he have any like actual background in music, or he just is a fan who just started reviewing shit?
I have no idea.
It feels like
I don't think he went to.
He's like beefing with Halsey, right? Halsey's getting all mad right now.
That's what I'm talking about. Anybody who's ever beefing with Halsey is not somebody whose musical opinions I need.
Yeah, because you love Halsey.
But I'm also like, if you're an artist, it looks bad on them too to even like engage with someone like.
I've
this.
always found it sad when artists engage with critics. It's like,
But
what do you give a fuck?
Here's what I'll say. Do you think you'd be able to help yourself if you were a musical artist? Because I'll say this. When I got on SNL, it was the first time that anybody was ever like really like on a grand level like paying attention to anything that I was doing. Mm-hmm. And like,
did you go through all your tweets and delete them first?
I never have been like super active on the internet.
Okay.
So I did go look,
Yeah.
but like there was, even when Twitter was like not for Nazis,
Yeah.
I was not ever tweeting it like with any real
Crazy shit.
consistency.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
I was
always
never being
surprised
crazy.
that it's people still have old bad tweets. It's like, haven't you learned
It's
to
pretty easy.
go through?
It's pretty easy.
You
to
know
just,
it's gonna come.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
but also before I got hired, they were like, hey. They will, especially in like the post Gillis of it all. I think they now have like a team of people who will look through your stuff, and also they're like, hey, like if there's anything that we might need to know about before we make this announcement, like scrub whatever you can.
Yeah, that's nice of them.
Yeah,
I think they do that with NBA players too when they come into the NBA. They're
Which
like,
is smart. They're like, hey, white middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Were you quoting Trinidad James at any point?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Were you doing that? Were you just writing out some song lyrics?
Wow,
You didn't
Trinidad
realize
Trinidad
James. That was a time.
Are they pretty detailed then? Did they find anything on you?
No.
Okay.
Not that I know. But again, I never. Now that I have a podcast, I'm like, maybe I might have said something crazy. But before that, there wasn't enough of me on the internet. And honestly, like, I thought when I got on SNL, I thought I like beat the game, and I thought I never was gonna have to be on the internet. That was like my goal. When I got to the show, I was like, ooh, I did it. Right. I was like, I did it, and I didn't get here
the last thing.
That's what actually. I was like, oh, I think I like slid in right underneath the door where I like don't ever have to be like an internet person.
Because you got in through stand up, right? They came to see you.
Yeah, they had me audition. I like the audition. The first one went really well. The first one they did it, the old Asylum that was also the old UCB in Chelsea.
Oh, right. Under the Gristides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that one went well, and they had me come audition at 30 Rock on like the stage where the host does the monologue, and they tell you, they're like, all right, like just so you know, like nobody's gonna laugh. I remember like Steve Higgins coming in our room and being like, hey, like nobody's gonna laugh.
What are you listening to on the train on the way to 30 Rock?
That's a great question. I don't remember what music I had going on the way, but I do remember I watched because we didn't have to be into the afternoon. I had to get there at like 3 something. I know the morning that I had my SNL audition, I watched that Mike Birbiglia movie about improvisers.
Mm-hmm. Don't think twice.
Don't think twice. I watched Don't Think Twice.
I'm ready to cut so many people out of my life after today.
That was what you learned.
Because I saw that movie came out maybe like 2016 or something. I remember seeing that movie in theaters.
I saw it in theaters too.
And like, because I was like
only us two, and then all of UCB.
Were you doing stand up at that point?
Yeah,
I was doing stand up, and I was like, oh, I was just starting out in stand up, so I was like eager. I was like really eager, and like I was like, I got to take in all the stand up stuff that I can. And I was like, oh, I like Key and Peele, like that guy's in it, and like
Chris Gethard was in it. Right?
Chris Gethard was in it. I didn't know who that was at that point, but like, what's her name from Gillian Jacobs was in it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'd seen some Mike Birbiglia stuff. I was like, I gotta go watch it. So I watched it at that point. But then at this point, like when I'm getting ready to audition for the show, it's been years, and I was like, man, like I read like any article about anybody auditioning. Like I read like all that stuff. I like.
Did it help? Did it make you nervous?
No, it didn't make me nervous. I felt nervous, but like I also felt really weirdly like self-assured about it all. I think I was just like, my first audition went so well. I think I was just like, man, I think I can do this. I performed the jokes that I'm about to do 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I just have to be me, and it either goes my way or it doesn't. And I felt weirdly self-assured. I remember, I don't know if I've ever really talked about this on record. I don't remember what I was listening to on the train, but I brought my Bluetooth speaker, and they have you sit in the cast dressing rooms. And I was sitting in Cecily Strong's dressing room, and I had listened to Sam J talk about it. Sam J talked about when she auditioned on an episode of Fresh Air.
Yeah.
And when I tell you I listened to every audition story I could possibly find. And Sam basically talks about like being in there, and they make you sit in there for like hours and hours, and they tell you when you are on the lineup, but like you're just sitting around. And
it's the first humiliation ritual
of many. Yes. And they just have, because they could really just be like, all right, your audition's at 6:00.
Yeah,
Be here at 5:30 and then go. But no. It's like,
let's fuck with their
your
heads
auditions
right away.
Your auditions at 6:30. Get here at 2:15. Like it literally is that. I think I probably ended up going up at like 9. I'd been there for like 6 hours. Fuck. But I remember hearing Sam basically say that like she didn't like sitting around, so she just like went to a bar nearby and like hung out and was like, can y'all just tell me when it's time?
That's amazing.
And I was like, I don't believe in myself enough to act like that.
Yeah.
that's a level of confidence that Sam has always had that I do not have on any level. But I was like, I need to go sit in somebody else's room because I can't be alone for all this time.
Yeah.
And so like I went in the dressing room that ended up being my dressing room, and I sat with Chloe Trost was in there.
Sick.
And I remember just listening to, I think
she was also auditioning that year?
Yeah, she was auditioning. She ended up getting it the next year.
Yeah.
But we sat in the room. We'd met each other, but we didn't know each other that well. We just like met. I brought like a little bottle of tequila.
That's
just
so
like
funny.
poured like some tequila with some like juice and kind of was like having my little drink. Was listening to like a lot of K-Tronada, if I remember correctly.
Sure.
And I remember too, Steve Higgins took me and Chloe, because he knew Chloe because Chloe's friends with his son John.
Oh, right. I'd seen them do stuff together.
Yeah, and like the PDD boys, they went to college together. And I remember he walked us around, he walked us in the studio, which I was so happy I went into Chloe's room, because if I hadn't, he was doing this because this is his son's friend. And I was just with his son's friend. He didn't do that for everybody auditioning. I know that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just happened to be with her. And
you're saying it's beneficial to be
to be in contact with someone who's in power.
Yeah, friends.
There might be something to it. But he walked us around in the studio and was just like, yo, he was like, look, this is just a room. It's just like a chair, and you're performing in front of an audience. He was like, you've been doing that as long as you've been performing, and you're good enough to be here. So like, you're good enough to get it. Like, just like go in with that like level of belief, that level of confidence. He was like, you've performed 1,000 times. This is just like one more. Just treat it like it's like another performance, but like, you know, one that matters.
Yeah.
And it really helps me. And honestly, like, they tell you nobody's gonna laugh. I remember like the first turn on my first joke. I did this joke that I've done for, at that point, damn near like out of the whole time I've been doing comedy. About there was a sign in my neighborhood that I saw for the first time right around the time I learned how to read, and the sign said "Deaf Child at Play," and that sign made me scared of deaf kids for years. And like that turn right there of like saying that I was scared I remember getting a laugh in the corner. I didn't know who it was, but I remember hearing a couple laughs, and after that I was like, yeah, it'll be fine.
Which is the same, honestly, at every show, kind of. You get the,
once you get
like
that
nervous,
once
you first laugh, you're like, oh yeah.
You're like, cool. Like I got it.
I can still do comedy.
You know? And it was literally that. And then I like did the rest of it. I was getting laughs where I was supposed to be getting laughs. And there's only like 10 people in the crowd or whatever. It's like,
and you've done shows for 10 people before, I'm sure.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a few. So that's where I learned how to do comedy is in front of audiences of like 4 and 6 and 10 people.
For most, that's a good turnout for a New York bar show.
Well, you started here. I started in like Austin pre-Rogan.
Right. I was gonna ask you, like, what did that scene still exist in Austin where you came up?
It's just like it's just like not popular. It's not popular in the same way. Like, it's just like not like people don't. The scene that I came up
in, it's like the kids in Weapons. They're like in the basement. You're like, what? They're like locked in the basement.
Like actually kind of like my homies who were in the scene when I started in Austin, like they're all still there, but it's just like whatever status that they had established, you know, of like being like, you know, whatever, like the main top group in Austin.
Yeah.
These guys basically came and like built a scene on top of our scene. And it's like my scene still exists, the one that I came up in, but it's like people don't move to Austin to be a part of the scene that I came up in. You know, they're moving to like try to get on Kill Tony and make a joke about a disabled man or something.
Yeah,
because
that's comedy.
Did you come up with Dismooks, Andrew?
Very much so. I met Andrew at the first open
and was
mic
Casey
I ever
Shornima in Austin too?
No. She came around during the like COVID. Like she came around during the like Rogan years.
Okay.
She wasn't there. Actually didn't meet her until she moved here. I didn't know her at all, but people told me she had got hired at the show, and I knew I got hired, so we like had lunch together, and that's how we met for the first time.
Cool.
But yeah, I met Andrew at the first open mic I ever did.
Crazy.
He was there.
Crazy.
Martin Urbano. I don't know if y'all know him.
Yeah.
Martin was like in the scene when I was coming up.
Martin's super funny.
Martin's hilarious.
He's running for Fallon now, or he was?
He was.
Okay.
Much like almost everybody who's ever worked at Fallon.
He was.
He used to be working there.
That's the vibe.
Every time I see a homie announce that they got a job at Fallon, I'm like, hey man, save that money.
Yeah.
Save that money. He's about to fire you. It's only a matter of when.
Yeah. It's like, damn, how could I not think of playing Yahtzee with Kim, with Kim Kardashian? That was all I needed. If I just wanted to play Yahtzee with Kim Kardashian.
That is the part that always boggles my mind.
They just stay up all night.
It always boggles my mind where I was like, what? They're doing the same stuff regardless. They're doing the same stuff. I'm like, what? In what way could the writers be the problem?
Yeah.
You guys are doing flip cup with the Stranger Things kids.
That's so funny.
It's
Yeah.
like, whatever.
So Fumi told me this great story where you guys worked together at the Comedy Central Creators
Comedy Central
Incubator
Creators
or
program, yeah.
Creator program.
My first ever like full-time job in comedy.
And so he said that you guys got a like stipend to build out some sort of remote work situation.
Yeah.
And then Fumi said that he was like, oh, I bought like a printer, like I bought a laptop stand. And then he said that he was like, but Devon bought a couch. And he was like, I want that kind of confidence.
Yeah.
But that's why Fumi's good at corporate America. You know what I'm saying? That's why Fumi Fumi's like good at like having a job.
Of course, yeah.
I was like, oh, like I want to make my life better. I'm not really worried about like I was like whatever I need to do for this, like I'll figure that out. We're like
You wanna
shooting
be comfortable.
I'm making we're making like Instagram stories. You know, we're making like Instagram stories on like.
How did that make I always wondered the Comedy Cellar Creators program, which is something I at one point desired.
Yeah, of course.
And then I was like, I don't understand how it made money, what its goals were.
There was no world in which it did.
Okay.
There's no world in which it made a single dollar.
Yeah.
I think Comedy Central just had
Does
a
it
surplus.
exist? Does it even exist anymore?
No, it doesn't. And
Comedy
that was
Central doesn't exist at all. Like,
I was on the ship like as it was going. I was on the Titanic.
Yeah.
And you could see it. You could like tell. I was like, man, they're not doing no creators after this. Because also there was 5 of us and they weren't paying us like a ton, but they were paying me more money at that point. Like I'd been like, I worked at Bonobos. That was my first job when I moved here. I worked in customer service at Bonobos.
Shout out.
in the call center.
At the call center?
Yeah, I worked at the call center.
Yeah, my socks are very hard.
Bro,
I won't tell you why my socks are so hard.
I was getting yelled at. I was getting yelled at
For sock issues?
by some of the lamest. No, you're thinking about Bombas.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Which would happen as well. When we would be there, people would call and they'd be like, oh, like I got these socks and like I'm trying to like, whatever, like I'm trying to return them. And I'd be like, all right, what's your like order number? And they'd give it to me. And
they would confuse Bombas and
yes.
Bonobos?
And I'd be like, oh, you're asking for a different company. You're actually mad at a different
DTC startup.
Yeah, truly. And also, right.
But really, the goal is to yell at someone, and they got that. Out of
bro, I was getting yelled at by fucking like data analysts everywhere.
Jesus.
It was like a lot. I was getting yelled at by some of the most normal men in America.
Yeah.
They would just be really upset because they would do this thing where they'd like buy a tuxedo. They buy a tuxedo on like Thursday for a wedding that was on Saturday, and they'd get 1-day shipping, and then the 1-day shipping wouldn't work, and then they'd call us being like, "Oh, like I said, I knew I needed this tuxedo, and you said that you could get it here, and I demand that you remedy this immediately." And I'd be like, first of all, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. You made a mistake. You made a mistake, and they don't pay me enough to really empathize with your situation. So you need to talk to me right, and I'll give you 50% off or something like that. But like,
you're going to the wedding in shorts, buddy. I'm sorry.
It's also like, bro, you planned bad. You planned bad. You a grown ass man ordering a fucking tuxedo 2 days in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you deserve whatever you get.
I'm fucking dying.
You don't really love James.
No,
you
not really.
Man.
That's not really a homie. That's not really a homie. That's like, did you ever watch that Gerard Carmichael show where like an episode is like, he like goes back home to his like homie's wedding and he like basically there's like men's warehouse suits that like the groomsmen are supposed to wear, like mini weddings.
Yeah.
And Gerard's like, he's like, no, like I don't want that suit. I got to get one from Tom Ford. And then he's also from North Carolina. So it's like, I'm sure the Tom Fords in North Carolina are few and far between.
Yeah.
Right.
He goes on a mission to like find a Tom Ford suit or some kind of like really expensive,
Upscale,
nice suit. And by the time he gets it, he missed the wedding.
Since we were going to talk about this last week, but I felt like it would have been good to save it for you.
Okay.
Is that because of your music passion?
Yeah.
We all witnessed the kind of explosive Knicks celebrations that happened throughout the city.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And couldn't help but realize that every time they seem to be soundtracked by one of the worst, most annoying songs of all time, which has become a transplant anthem, I would say, Empire State of Mind, by Alicia Keys and Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the most, like, we didn't start the fire ass lyrics of all time. Just listing 3 dice CeeLo, 3 card Marley, rest in peace,
Bob Marley. Not a New York City
Statue
resident.
of Liberty, long live the World Trade. Yeah. Yes, Bob Marley, nothing to do with New York.
No, nothing, in no way attached to New York City on any level. He just needed something to say.
He is a musician.
Sure.
People wear Bob Marley shirts in New York.
Oftentimes.
So I find the song quite horrible. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
And so we thought it'd be interesting. What if it's not that? What would be the New York? What should be the song that is played during like New York celebrations?
Man, I mean, I'm not from the city, so I can't say that I'm like an expert on this. I know that Empire State of Mind is the wrong song.
Yeah.
I know that that's the wrong song. And I hate it on like a personal level because I was in college when that song was popping, and I worked as a radio intern. I was a radio intern at this guy Bobby Bones, who like now like ended like he was like locally very poppin' and very successful like in Texas, but now he has like a nationally syndicated like country show.
Okay.
I hated him. He was a dick. I really didn't like him as a person at all, and it feels nice to be in a space where I can say, I wonder if he knows. I wonder if he remembers me.
Okay.
I have no idea. I've never come across him in any space. But
You'd like to come back and
yeah, I'd like to.
We'll tag him.
You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, if he knew I was gonna do okay.
He's a country music DJ.
Yes, his name's Bobby Bones. He's
playing a lot of Darius Rucker.
Now I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay.
But back then we worked on, before he went country and like went national. It was all pop. It was a pop station.
Oh shit.
So it was a lot. There's certain songs from that time of my life, because I worked in pop radio for that one semester, that I like cannot hear, and Empire State of Mind is one of them.
Yeah.
I
can guess what else was in that.
So this
period.
is the spring of 2011.
Some Lady Gaga on there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Man, which
like a poker face.
What song was it? What song was the song that I really remember is Kesha. It was either TikTok or
Like a G6.
Like a G6 was later that same year.
Okay.
Also Grenade by Bruno Mars.
Oh yeah.
That one.
I'd say anything by Bruno Mars, but
that one I heard so many times that it like was bad for me. But Empire State of Mind, to your
It's
previous
like B.O.B.
Yeah, like Nothing on You.
Yeah.
Nothing on You,
he
babe.
came to perform at my college. Airplanes.
That makes sense.
We all knew
I'm sure he made a
airplanes.
lot of college money.
Yes.
B.O.B.
B.O.B.
B.O.B. when Barack was the president. Oh my God, my boy was doing numbers. I talk about this on my podcast all the time, but there are certain artists that only really made sense when Obama was the president.
Sure.
And as soon as he stopped being the president, it just kind of, it didn't connect anymore. And everybody was just
Dubstep as a concept.
Totally. I don't know how that lined up with the Obama era, but I wish that it didn't. Dubstep, another thing. And dubstep will come back. That's what's disgusting.
I don't know. It is very odd that the exact years we were in college and forced to listen to party music were for some reason the exact 4 years in which dubstep and mashups, and then they just didn't exist before, and then they disappeared after.
Dude, I had a throwback this weekend. I was driving down from the Catskills, and I stopped at the world's largest kaleidoscope.
That's tight.
That's all they have. That's what they got in the
Let's
Catskills.
just check it out. And so
Yeah.
it's a 10-minute show. And
I guess Woodstock.
It's a total scam. Like, it's not actually light. Like, it's like a screen where it just plays LSD like visuals. But they were playing like Pretty Lights, like Boulder, Colorado music, which was definitely a time and a place.
Totally, of course. Ellie Goulding.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Empire State of Mind. I'm sorry.
Oh, sure. I don't
So
know.
it scarred you.
I don't know what the song. I don't know what the song should have been, but it's like also they had a song with Jay-Z in it, the most New York rapper possible, a true icon. It's like you could pick from probably damn near anything in his discography, like anything, any like early aughts, H to the Izzo.
Yeah.
Do play H to, but that's probably not even the right answer. See, I'm not from New York, so I feel like I'm not the right person to
There's the
speak on
Fat
this.
Joe song
Which one?
with
Hold on, I'm looking up some.
with Ja Rule, New York.
I mean, what would it be? What
I got 100 guns, 100 clips. Nigga, I'm from New York.
That song.
New
Yeah.
York.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. Like a DMX joint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Anything Wu-Tang.
You know what I'm saying? Like play some shit that like the city actually cares
But people
about.
are so literal. They're like, we need to have New York in the title.
Sure, we'd have a song about the Empire State Building.
Yes.
And the Statue of Liberty. Which I'm like, who put that together though?
A concrete jungle where dreams are made. What does that even mean? What is a concrete jungle where dreams are made of?
Shut the fuck up, bro.
It
You
makes
know
no
exactly
sense.
what that
I don't
means.
know. It means nothing.
Yeah, I was like, no, I know what that means.
Dreams are not made in the concrete.
I think you could say they're made in the concrete jungle. My dream got made in the concrete
Concrete
jungle.
is so
Maybe our
lame.
dreams we're
It's
still
so lame.
I moved to New York City and made it in the concrete jungle.
Oh, God.
Literally 30 Rock in the concrete jungle. It's all concrete over there. So, and that part made sense to me. Selecting that as a song did feel. Or what about New York State of Mind by Nas?
Yeah, I thought about that too. It's a little.
Is that on the nose? Or
It's not that's on the notes. It's a little downbeat.
Sure, it's not like
I can't imagine playing that as a celebratory song.
I hear
Although
what
that is
wait
a much
second.
better New York
Dan,
song.
Of the three of us, you're the only one of us who's from New York City.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot.
Like what? Yeah, what feels right to you?
I don't know. I mean, obviously,
Brian, you
there's
look
like,
dismissive.
There's the.
You know exactly what this is.
I
All
don't know.
performative here, bro.
It's not performative. I haven't found it. The classics are like the Frank Sinatra version of New York,
or like Billy Joel.
I think the Billy Joel one might be it because
what song is it by Billy Joel?
The one that was in the new Nike commercial.
I'm in a New York State of Mind because it's actually so lame, and Billy Joel is so lame and corny that there's something endearing. And
I gotta look this up.
you've heard it. It's like starts with the little annoying Billy Joel piano. Hop a flight to Miami. I'm in a New York State of Mind.
Where did the lyrics come in? Okay, I'm actually kind of right here. I'm actually kind of into it.
Yeah, there's like a Kenny G sax. Everything about it is very corny.
Maybe that's what's okay. I have a certain love for Kenny G because my family had the Kenny G Christmas record
Sure.
that we would listen to during Christmas time. So I have a certain type.
Okay, you have a soft
I have
spot.
a certain soft spot for Kenny.
There's the Sammy Davis Jr. has a song.
I don't think the Rat Pack's the move.
I know.
I don't think the Rat Pack's the move. To me, you gotta go rap music.
You
It's
have to go
basketball.
rap. I agree.
It's
I agree.
If it's a Yankees title, definitely do
Billy Joel.
definitely do Billy Joel. Do Frank Sinatra because they played.
I agree
it's Sinatra
that Knicks have to be.
It's got to be.
And they had Wu-Tang at the.
Have the Wu. I mean, they had a bunch of different people perform, right? I intentionally kind of stayed away from parade coverage because I was in a bad mood. I was in a funky ass.
You're
mood.
sad that your French hero was a fraud.
He's not a fraud. He's just young. He's a kid. He's figuring it out. He's 22 years old. He
by
could
a
still
short
be in college.
king.
God, I'd put some of this behind me. I'm
Okay,
realizing
all
I'd
right,
put some of
all
this
right.
behind me, and now we're talking about it again. It's making me so
You're
mad.
here.
Also, De'Aaron Fox, get a haircut, man. Why don't you have a lineup? Why don't you have a lineup? Your hair never looks cool.
Didn't he have long hair when he first started in the
And
league?
it looked awesome.
That
when
was
he had
sick.
when he had his long, he had
I
like
was surprised to learn that was the same dude. 'Cause I don't
yeah.
really follow basketball. Like I was like, wait, this is the same guy who had the sick hair
he had
when
like
he was a
crazy,
rookie?
he had like Super Saiyan hair.
Yeah.
It looked tight.
And you have Castle and Vassell, who are like the Matrix Reloaded twins.
Yeah, that's true. They both have that they have dreadlocks, but they style them like up.
Yeah.
So like a
Yeah.
little pineapple. Yeah, it's
a good look.
Shout out. I mean,
No,
like I
they'll
said,
be great. You'll have the next decade,
people say that, but I
unless you're like the Thunder.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, unless we're like the fucking the Katie and Harden and Russ Thunder, another team that like you would have looked at when they made the finals when they were all mad young, and you'd be like, all right, they'll dominate for years to come, and then the league's really good.
Yeah.
If you like don't, if it to me, I'm just like you never know when you're getting back to the championship again, and so it hurts so bad to see my team be so close to it and be so close to being ready. And only to have we just lost in like embarrassing fashions, game after game after.
It was great.
It would have felt way easier if we were getting blown out. If we're getting blown out in these games and it's like, fuck, we're just,
I think
we're not there. We led it every single game by double digits, including 30-point game.
It's hilarious.
It's like almost impossible. We both set the largest lead in an NBA Finals game and lost the largest lead in an NBA Finals game in the same game. That shouldn't be possible.
It's going to haunt you forever.
Hopefully, unless we
Wemby's
going to
have to go to fucking Tibet and learn mindfulness with some Buddhist monks again.
He's crazy. He's nuts. And I feel like it had been like, I feel like he could kind of hide it before these playoff games, but like when I saw him elbow Nas Reed in the neck, I was like, oh, he's a psychopath.
Yeah,
but that's good.
He learned English when he was 5 because like I will be the most successful basketball player, and so I must also learn English so I can have media opportunities.
That's true.
And it's like that's crazy.
Yeah,
to think of as a
he
kid.
knew pretty young that he was like, I need to be proficient at English.
Yeah, you're a
so I can
sociopath.
like connect with people. He's a psycho, but you know what? So was Michael Jordan, and everybody loves him. A lot of these guys are full. They're insane. Yeah. LeBron is insane, but he's pretending like he's not.
Are you following the like LeBron 2016 Cavs? They're all on vacation together.
Oh, and he's not there.
Really?
No, they're all there.
Well, but LeBron's not there.
No, LeBron's organized it.
Oh, sure.
But they're all just like filming each other play golf. It's very fun. Kyrie did not show up.
Oh, interesting. Well,
he's a nut too.
Yeah. He's doing ayahuasca in like Arizona or something. Kyrie's
like
doing something
marching with the Black Israelites or something.
I don't know. I like I like when NBA players are strange in the way that Kyrie is, because I think so many of these guys are it's hard to have a personality when you're like that streamlined as a human being.
They're all like Tatum is like the most boring
There's
robot.
nothing to him. And the vast majority of like NBA stars are that way, because it's like, by the time you're like, they know that you're headed towards the NBA by the time you're in like 5th or 6th grade. They know if you like kind of have it or not for the most part. There are exceptions to this rule. But to me, it's like, if they took me at 10 and they're like, all right, we're just going to have you focus on one thing and that's what your whole life has to be about. You can't go out or like have fun or anything like that. Yeah, I'd end up being fucking boring and whack.
Yeah, you can have any opinions.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you got to be like safe, and you got to like, don't ruffle these feathers. You got to stay on the right side of the shoe companies. Like, and that's why they're so good. That's why all these guys are like impossibly good at basketball. But like in the 70s, guys used to be like addicted to Coke. Yeah. And like, those guys were interesting. They were like weird characters. And I feel like there's almost none of that in the league. So anytime anybody's like Kyrie and it's like you're doing like Native American,
that's why Anthony Edwards people like him.
Oh, that's exactly why people love Ant. Because Ant's also, he's not even strange. He just is sort of honest in a way that almost no one is. Like he's just like, they keep asking him if he wants to be the face of the league, and he's like, no. Yeah. He's like, that seems like a lot of extra responsibility. He's like, I'm just trying to hoop.
Well, by the way, none of those people are children of former basketball players, which I think is...
Yeah, that plays into it too. If your dad's a professional and he teaches you to be buttoned up and stuff like that, like that's why Steph is a really interesting player to watch on the floor, but like off the floor is just like there's nothing to hold on to. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like all these guys are like, and that's I get it, but I gravitate towards the weirdos. And Wemby's kind of a weirdo, and that's like, I think he's a weirdo and a psychopath. And I'm glad he's on our team.
All right, Devon. Thanks for joining us on the Middlebrow Pod.
Thanks for having me. It's been a great time.
This is great. Where can people find your work?
Check out the podcast, My Favorite Lyrics. Come watch me on tour. Just hop in somewhere. Watch something. We live in a hellscape. Just try to help me out. I'll try to help you out if I can. And give you some fun entertainment to take your mind off of the hell that we live in today.
Beautiful.
Yes,
sick. Thanks. All right. Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Okay, that was Middlebrow.